Hey, what a mully. What do we got? Another live action for you.
Welcome back, casuals.
Just me and Hoops today.
Yeah,
See where we at.
yeah.
Oh, I've been on fuck all, bro. I've still been on time off. Luckily I've had 2 months off.
Yeah.
When my
When
missus-
you,
go back in a week and a half.
oh
Fucking shit. I'm dreading it.
yeah, it's
Honestly.
daunting when you've had a good break
Oh,
or
bro.
on a good holiday.
That's what I was saying to the missus. I was saying, obviously, like I've been so happy lately, you know.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm so happy because obviously we got a family together. It's that's a majority part. And then I'm like, fucking big part of the happiness is just having had to go to work.
Having days where you can just chill, wake up when you want. And,
It's the lifestyle, but nah, it's good. It'd be right to get back in the swing of things.
yeah,
What's the longest amount of time you've ever had off? You reckon from work?
4 months.
Back
when I
traveling.
went over to Europe, had like 4 months.
That'd be about.
Well, I was there for almost 4 months, so probably a bit longer. 'Cause,
Yeah, okay, that's probably similar to me. I think too. Just usually travel. Actually, when I did Central and South America, that was a big stint, 7 or 8 months or something.
Yeah.
Because I didn't work over there.
Yeah.
But that was a big one. That was rough too, coming back. Like that
Yeah.
was fucking.
Yeah, it's hard to get. But to be honest, like at work, where I still am now, I was actually keen to get back because at the time there was still a heap of the lads there.
Yeah,
And I
okay.
was keen to get back and tell all the stories and,
Catch up.
if I can see everyone. Because it used to be just a catch up there.
Yeah,
It was a lot.
Well, but this one
Lot
fella,
better than-
that was the whole fun of it.
Yeah.
Eh? Fuck,
Going there just
Miss
to
that
talk
shit.
shit with everyone.
Yeah.
So I was actually keen to get back to work.
catch up on the fucking yarns. One bloke at my workplace, he actually moved up to Townsville specifically for the job where I work at the zinc refinery.
Yeah.
And him and his missus were pregnant. He's only a young fella, and he only had a month off. He moved to Townsville, and they lived in Kingullah. They had no friends,
Oh,
no
fuck.
contacts at all.
At least
All
it's that side of town where the
it's close to the
is,
refinery and
like-
whatnot. But he was like, "You're gonna be fucking keen to go back to work," because I told him I was having 2 months off, and he's like, "You're gonna be keen to go back to work? That's a long time." But he was at Kingullah with no one, no support, nothing. So he would have been getting a bit bored. I reckon, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Sitting around at home just with a fucking
Yeah,
baby and
the
stuff.
missus and newborn.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm lapping it up.
Yeah.
But it's got to be done, eh? Got to suck it up. How long do you have off when you had bub?
Only fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah, true. Fuck,
Yeah,
true.
only had 2 weeks
That's
and
probably-
got straight back into it. But
Pretty standard, eh?
yeah, missus had a little bit off, and then we were both back into the swing of things pretty
Yep. With the missus too?
pretty straight away, sort of thing. Oh, she had about 9 months off, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But
Yeah.
some people milk it and not milk it because they deserve it. You know?
Yeah.
And it's but some people have fucking
Heaps of
18
off.
months, 2 years off. Eh?
Well,
I don't know how they.
One of my mates, he's had like 6-7 months off. Yeah, and he just looked at his work policy and he could do it at half pay.
Yeah.
So they had a really good
Yeah,
policy.
fucking why
And he's
not?
like, fucking why
Yeah,
not?
it depends on the
Yeah.
workplace. Eh? Some
Yeah.
do have really good policies.
Yep.
Where you
But-
can fucking take the leave. We didn't have a great one. Ours wasn't great, so I just took what I was entitled to. I think it was like fucking 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, okay.
So
Back to it.
mm.
What have you been doing lately, bros?
no, I went to the circus the other night.
Yeah, I see it set up
Circus
there.
at Hudson Circus
Yep.
is in town here.
Fucking big.
It was pretty cool.
Honestly, don't know if I can't remember the last time I've been to a circus. Honestly, don't know if I've ever been to
I
one.
think I went to one as a kid, but I don't remember it.
Yeah,
But I sort of just remember going there.
yeah.
So yeah, this was pretty cool to we took my daughter and the nephew. And it was it was more directed at kids, I feel. Like very
Yeah.
generic. A lot of the
Okay.
stuff they did was just generic, juggling, hula hoop stuff when they're on the fucking ribbons spinning around, like
Yeah.
they climb up on the
All that crazy shit.
some of it was really good, but some was a bit just, generic. Because the last one I went to was at that same area there, Infamous.
Yeah,
But that's made for adults.
That's
It's
adult
like
one. I
an
remember hearing
adult
about that one.
circus and cabaret type thing.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I don't remember going as a kid. So that was the
way
only
different.
yeah.
That'd have been way different.
Infamous was the only sort of memory I have as a circus, and it blew me away. It was
Yeah, right.
fucking
I
really,
heard it was
really
pretty
good.
mad, eh?
It was awesome, man. I think they still been coming too. I think
Yep.
it's a regular tour. I don't know how much it changes year to year, but I definitely recommend going to that. So that was my memory of the circus.
Yep.
So going to this one, which is targeted a lot more at kids,
Yeah, okay.
it was like, it was.
I went to one thing last year that the mum and stepdad come up from Charters and we went with the missus and it was like at the Civic Theatre. It was like an African circus.
Yeah,
It's
right,
all
eh?
African stuff. And the shit they were doing was like the contortionists
Yeah,
was pretty
okay.
impressive, man.
Yeah.
And then they had the Sheila laying back on her shoulders, spinning a table around.
Okay.
Literally just spinning around with her feet. Like,
How do
honestly,
they fucking
it was
come?
super impressive.
I often think, how do people come up with these skills
Yeah, who first tries it?
Yeah, or who
What gave you the idea you can do
thinks to do that
Yeah.
when you're growing up. Even juggling, like
Yeah.
I've fucking practiced juggling, and I feel like you can get all right at it
Yep.
after a while, but to do the ones they do, like how much time do you have to put
There's
into
some
that?
fucking impressive people.
Yeah.
Where was it? I think it was one of those South American countries. You know how, like in America, the people at the traffic lights like clean your windscreens.
Yeah, yeah.
They clean your windscreens for fucking coins or
Yeah.
whatever. Over, I can't remember which country. It was somewhere in Central or South America.
They perform for
They
you.
do the performances.
Really?
There's people waiting at the lights with like a fucking unicycle and knives, and they pull out while the lights are red, and they'll do a little fucking show for you right there, and then they come up to the cars trying to get coins and that.
Would you rather pay someone doing that or someone cleaning your windscreen?
I reckon.
At least you're getting a service with
I
the
reckon.
cleaning the windscreen.
Nah, I can do that myself at the servo.
Yeah,
I
true.
can't fucking juggle knives myself at the servo. I'd rather watch some cunt nearly fucking knife himself.
Yeah, but yeah, this one was it started with juggling. There was hula hoops it's pretty cool. Like they're doing like fucking a dozen at a time or something.
Tricky shit.
A few up on the wire things, like swinging off it and doing these tricks. Trampolining, like
Yeah, yep.
it was all right, but a lot of stuff was like
Tacky.
just a bit like generic.
Yeah,
I think.
okay.
But the
Kinda
kids loved it. The nephew, he's 5 in August.
Yep.
He was the perfect age
Yep.
because he was loving it. And there was a clown that kept coming out and doing certain things and a fair bit of crowd interaction. And it was actually pretty funny. But
Because I guess that could go two ways. A kid could get peeked out by a clown.
yeah.
Because they're half spooky looking cunts.
Yeah. I don't have that fear, but I know it's a pretty common thing, I feel.
Yeah.
Hey.
But most of the kids there were laughing?
Yeah,
Laughing up?
yeah. And he loved it. My daughter was she liked some things, but then got a bit distracted at times and just was
Still a
more
little bit
interested walking up and down the stairs and looking out the back of
Yeah.
There was one act, I think it was when some chick, she was up on like holding the 2 ribbons, swinging off the thing, doing some tricks. Like it was pretty cool, but she's sitting there, she's only 2.5 and she's saying, hurry up. She's telling them to hurry up. She's not interested at all, and we're trying to get her to fucking sit there and like concentrate.
Stage.
Yeah, boo.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, man,
number one heckler.
it was funny. She's like, hurry up, and like she gives these funny little expressions, like she's just fed up. Like,
That'd be hard not to laugh.
more of this sort of thing. Like, yeah. And
that's awesome.
they had some animals and shit, which she loves animals.
That's what I was wondering. Like, can they still do the animals, or is it like the animal rights?
So they had
movement sort of-
camels.
Yep.
What about before? So I think they just rolled into town. They're here for a few weeks, but the first few days they were here, they're all set up. If you drive past the big top
I've seen
10,
it.
there's caravans and vehicles, all their stuff set up there. Someone stole a horse.
You're kidding.
Typical Townsville.
Seriously?
Yeah, did you see that? It was on the paper and shit,
you're
on the
fucking
news.
kidding, really?
So I think would have been the first few nights they were here. And I don't know if it was one of them, them people who animal rights type people, maybe freeing the freeing the slaves or something, or if it was just some typical Townsville grub who
could have been a few options. Could have been like someone trying to free it. Could have been someone drunk walking home. Like, like a few boys just trying to put on a show and be funny. I highly doubt it was the juveniles.
Yeah,
because they wouldn't know how to fucking ride horses. They don't even know how to drive manual cars.
Yeah, but fucking that was pretty funny. Like shit, not funny, but
that's crazy.
That's just sort of
just see Hayden Hooper selling a horse on marketplace.
But yeah, they say they had the camels, they had horses, they had some dogs and stuff. But oh man,
dogs,
yeah,
like real smart
dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah. Like,
What were they?
Cattle dogs.
Yeah,
I think they were fucking like little farming dogs. I don't know what type exactly. But the lad doing them all, it was the same guy who did all the animals, and he was struggling a bit with them. You could tell they didn't want to play ball that night because they're probably they're doing heap of shows each day, or a couple of shows each day across multiple days, and the camels, and it's not even that impressive to be honest. The kids loved it, but they walk around. They just get them to walk around the little pen, and then they put a stool out and they just put their front legs up on it.
Tricky guy.
So that was the camels, and then same with the horses. The horses go around a few times, and then the front one puts his legs up on the little stool. And I think the others are meant to sort of lean on him, like on his back, or get up on him or something. But they didn't want to do it. You could tell the old mate was they weren't quite doing what they were supposed to be.
Because then they used to get like old school, like the proper circus. Don't they have like bears doing handstands and crazy shit like that?
Tigers and all sorts of shit, I think.
Lions and that. That'd be pretty impressive.
I think a lot of that stuff's probably gone out the window.
I feel like I've seen the motorbike. I don't know. Maybe I have been to a fuck. I feel like I've seen the motorbike one.
Man,
You know,
that was the
motorbikes
last thing they did, which I was going to get
do
to.
a ride
That's
around?
fucking impressive.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's it called? The big ball.
Yeah, yep.
Where they fucking
Yeah, they ride into it and do a big fucking loop.
So they started with one motorbike doing fucking, and they're full size bikes. Like it's not like it's a little
Dirt
tiny
bikes?
thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're going over doing all these fucking loops. You don't know how they don't fall off. And then a second one gets in there.
Yep.
They're doing it with two. How they don't collide is fucking unbelievable.
Surely you'd see more fails, eh?
Yeah. And then a third one got in there.
Yeah.
It was really, really impressive. That was
and they're going all different angles and shit. Eh?
Yep.
That is
all like following, all going,
psycho.
cutting across each other, doing different angles. It was fucking. That was pretty.
There's got to be a
crazy.
knack to it. There's got to be like a little structure that they just stick to.
I was thinking, I'd like to stand in the middle of that and see how much space is in there, because it might be one of them things that from the outside looking in,
it's a bit of an illusion. Looks like there's fuck all space, but you're in there and there's
inside it might actually be a bit more space. I don't know. It's still impressive either way, but I was just thinking that that was really, really cool. A lot of the other stuff was, like I said, pretty generic once you've been to a circus or seen things, but the kids loved it, which was awesome.
Good on them. That's what it's for.
Certain parts might do it certain parts. But
the
circus is really interesting, when you do look into the history of it and stuff.
Like how did it actually come about?
Yeah.
And they're just trying to make money. They're just trying to entertain people.
Yeah, just like traveling around.
And a lot of the old circuses were more like freak shows.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. We actually, before we went, I put The Greatest Showman on just to get the kids into a bit of a mood, and I love that movie. Yep. But
my missus loves it. I don't think I've ever watched it fully,
really?
Full like all the way through.
Yeah,
always zoned
no,
out.
it's awesome movie with great music and stuff. Hugh Jackman's the man.
Hugh Jackman's the legend.
Yeah. But yeah, they sort of glorify P.T. Barnum a lot in that. But I've read up a fair bit about him, and by all reports, he wasn't a nice human. And in the movie, they try to make it like he's bringing all these people together, like all these accents. But like you said, it was freak shows. So he was pretty much exploiting all these different people.
Making money off at their expense.
With deformities or abnormalities and stuff. And he'd advertise as freak shows and stuff. That's like that. But big traveling circus back then. It was massive. There was actually, like in P.T. Barnum, I think it was probably turn of the century, like late 1800s, like 1895, I think. I heard this story growing up about a guy named Tambo. He was from Palm Island.
Yeah, right.
And P.T. Barnum actually come and collected, I think he had about half a dozen or 6-8 people from Hinchinbrook and Palm Island that he pretty much took over.
Just fucking,
I'm guessing sort of against their will.
Yeah, of course,
or they
100%.
wouldn't have known. They might have told them something and then ended up come on this trip. They wouldn't have known what the fuck they were talking about.
Definitely.
But he had all these people from Palm Island and Hinchinbrook, all these Aboriginals that he pretty much took, and he advertised them as Australian cannibals and like put them on show, traveling around in
all
the
around
PT.
Australia?
Yeah. Oh, over around the world.
Oh, really?
Like so, it was mostly like over in America, man.
Oh, so
and
that's hectic.
Like in P.T. Barnum's fucking big circus, the Greatest Show or whatever it is, Greatest Showman.
Yep.
But yeah, he exploited them.
The fuck out of it.
And they all pretty much ended up dying from pneumonia, and he just had them camping out and
treating them like fucking shit.
Yeah, they all ended up dying from just causes that probably could have been avoided.
Yeah.
But that Tambo one is like one of the most well-known ones, I think. And I heard about him.
He's a local palm fella?
Yeah, but I think only within the last 10, 20 years maybe, they actually got his body back and buried him, did a proper burial. Yeah, so I think once he died from pneumonia or whatever, Barnum then, what do you call it? They call it taxidermy when you do it for animals. There's a name if you do it to humans.
I couldn't tell you, to be honest, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But whatever the fuck that is, they pretty much did that and had them on show in a museum.
That is hectic.
Didn't bury him or nothing. Like, this is just him.
Nothing,
but yeah, somehow they got him back to Palm and finally did a proper burial on him. And this is pretty recent, man. It's crazy history when you look into it.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, it's nuts. You can read a few articles and stuff on it. I find that shit interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
I've looked up a bit of it.
The older you get, the more you get interested in history.
Yeah,
history.
yeah.
Just, I get so.
I remember
interested
doing
by it,
history in school. Like having to pick a subject, and it was okay, but I just did it just because you had to choose something.
Yeah,
But now, man, I love like, you know, you go out on your own time and fucking looking up all these things.
Especially when it's like local history too. You're
Yeah.
figuring about how, and you start to think about it more the older you get. Like, how did they actually do that? You know, like how did they actually, you know, build sort of stuff back in the day and everything? Like, it's just, it's insane.
But there was another lad, Aboriginal fella from down Lismore. I think he's from Lismore way. His name's Con Colliano. You ever heard of him? So he was an old circus performer as well. I think his mum was Aboriginal and West Indian or something like that.
Yeah, right.
And his dad must have been a white fella, because I've seen like photos or fucking, I don't even know if they're proper photos, but drawings and whatever fucking things of him. And he's like light-skinned fella. He was a little circus act. Him and his family would travel around Australia, but then he got really popular. But because in Australia at the time, like Aboriginals weren't allowed to work, he changed his name, and he said he was Spanish. Because of the White Australia policy and like the Protection Act and stuff, he couldn't work as an Aboriginal man. So he used to say he was Spanish, and that's where the name come from. But he got really popular, and then he ended up over in America. And I think at one stage he was the highest performing circus act in the world.
Unreal.
In the world, man. Yeah. So Aboriginal
like
fella from
proper talented, could do like all the
he
tricky
was
shit.
he was the first person to ever land a forward somersault on a tightrope.
Wow.
I think. Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's cool. That is.
Performed in, well, I think he ended up going and doing some stuff with like in the Barnum and Bailey Circus and stuff like that. And he performed for Hitler. Reading up on him, they reckon he performed for Hitler one time. Like worldwide, he was the highest paid circus performer.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
I haven't heard any of this.
Yeah, Aboriginal.
You think we learn about this in school, eh?
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff we learn about at school, we just, we learn absolute nonsense. Didn't learn anything local.
I think that's why you don't show a lot of, I didn't show a lot of interest. But
that's true.
When it's something that you've yourself gone and seeked, seek the information for, I suppose.
Really, really
it's because you enjoy that topic or you're interested in it. So you sort of spend a bit more time and
you get a bit more fascinated by it. That's like that story I think I was telling you. Me and the missus were we just went down to the markets, got a coffee, had a look around, got some fruit and veg, and then we went into that little art gallery, perked up art gallery.
Yeah.
And then I seen a painting in there of these two Indigenous fellas in a dugout canoe, and this white fella with them, but he was dressed up and painted like them.
Yep.
And he speared a barra. And I was like, fuck, that's random, like, a white fella like that. And then it just said the story of James Morris.
Yeah.
And that's that fella I was telling you about. Yeah. I Googled it myself, and then there's a story of this fella who came across Kangala right here. And there's 6 of them. They ended up dying off, and he lived with the Indigenous for 17 years. And they took him under the wing, and like,
where was he from originally?
He was originally from England, and then he came to Australia, and they were sailing. It's the craziest story ever. There needs to be like a movie or something made on about it. I ended up Googling it, and I found a PDF file that was like they called it a pamphlet, and that was a big write up about him when he came. He made it to Bowen. But when he was up here, there was nothing up here. The closest place was Bowen. Yeah. It was in the 1850s or something. But yeah, his life story and the pamphlet thing I read about, I was like, this is the most dramatic fucking thing ever. They were sailing. There was a ship sailing from New Zealand to China, and he was on that just as a seaman. And they fucking hit some rocks and made a makeshift raft and sailed for 42 days, I think it was, just living off whatever they could catch. And then they come across Cape Cleveland there. I think it was on the eastern side, so near Kangala pretty much. And the Indigenous sort of found him, and they sort of took him under the wing. And eventually the others died off, and he lived with because he ended up living with multiple tribes. I think he ended up living with the Bindle. He went down there, and it was 17 years he lived with them, and then he eventually seen some cattle. And then he like sort of spotted the cattle, and he went out, and he forgot how to speak English.
Oh, true.
Yeah, he actually forgot, and because they actually thought he looked Indigenous. Yeah. At first, because I guess he was just so like had a big beard and everything growing, but just the most fascinating story ever. And I asked my mum about it; she'd never heard about it. I asked my stepdad, who's part Indigenous, he'd never heard about it. I actually asked the culture unit, and when we were working, no one had heard about it, and I was just like, how do we not learn about this in school?
Yeah, there's so many stories, and like you say, locally that it'd be great if we could put it out there a bit more. Yeah. It's just, it's weird. The EQ you learn, the EQ stuff you learn.
Trash,
but that is the great thing about the internet now. Because fucking
Yep.
like I said, once you find a topic or something that you're interested in,
Yep.
there's so much information that you
Yep.
can go and seek yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, that's fucking, I don't really read books. I wish I read more, but I just love finding that subject, and then you get stuck in a rabbit hole.
You do,
and you just fucking
thinking of
end
history
up
and all
spending
this stuff.
spending hours and hours reading articles and fucking journals, and then watching videos or whatever you can access.
Yeah, it must be a sign we're getting old, but because when we're younger, you just don't think like that when you're young. You're just like,
but now it's so fascinating
Yeah,
stuff
it is,
like
yeah.
that.
yeah.
But it was cracking me up. My daughter's like, hurry up. She's really starting to like
get that sassy age.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really
it's funny.
sassy and just funny, man. She's cracking me up lately. The other day we were up pretty early. Like, she sleeps well, but we were up early, and then we were out and about all morning, fucking busy. Went and visited some family and that, and then we come home about lunch, and then we were like, we'd been telling her, oh, we'll go to the water park. And once you tell them stuff, they don't forget.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, they just remember. So
Yep.
she's bugging us, and then we said, no, look, you got to. She still sleeps during the day. And it was just after lunch, and we're like trying to go lay down with her, put her to sleep, come back. So we're in the lounge room, and she's coming out, and then point her in the room, go lay down. When you wake up, we'll go to the water park. So she goes and lays down. Like 2 minutes later, she comes out. She's like gammon yawning, yawning and stretching. I just woke up.
Wiping the crust out of her eyes.
Pretending that she slept. It's like it's been 2 minutes.
That's smart.
I just woke up having a big stretch. Let's go to the water park, she reckons. We're like, no, get
nice
back
try.
in there and have a sleep. Just like
gold.
funny shit, man.
Developing that funny personality.
Yeah, proper little personality now.
That's a good laugh, hey. Got to cherish those times.
Yeah, it's awesome when they get to that stage. Like, you got all that to look forward to. It's fucking awesome. They start to, really show their emotions, whether it's good or bad. Like, it's, it's
Fuck yeah.
they're really developing everything.
That's cool. I'm keen for that
It's just
phase.
a constant laugh, eh?
Yeah, you should write them down or something, eh?
Yeah.
So you can remember it. Like try and
It'd be good if you could
those memories.
document a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's why it's probably good talking shit on here sometimes.
Well, there you go. Well, actually, I honestly think of like this podcast. Like, I don't really care if people follow it, listen or whatnot. I think about like I can show this to my grandkids after they turn 18.
Yeah,
because there's some cooked chat on here, but
there's a lot of stories that you sort of you probably would have forgot otherwise. But if we can tell them fresh,
and we will forget. Like, I caught up with my mate who I moved to Canada with a couple of months ago. And we went fishing around the Palm Islands and that, and he was bringing up stories that I forgot when we were traveling. Because a lot of it were backpacking I did 2010, it's been 14 years and shit, 2011, a long time ago. And then he's bringing up stories, like, fuck, I forgot about that.
But it's like if I can,
as soon as he tells me,
gets it from the file. And
definitely, just updated. I remember that now. Where this is like obviously some of the stuff we forget. And like what you're saying about these moments right now, you listen back and be like, that's right. So yeah, it is what it is. People listen to it, fucking whatever.
Yeah, we'll listen back in a few years, or I can tell my daughter this story when it jots my memory.
Yeah, she'll be laughing.
Gosh, man, she's funny.
Yeah,
she's fucking funny.
Because your mum, like, I remember my mum would tell me some stories I do when I was a kid, and I was like, fuck, that's shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what else? What other themes we got for today, Hoops?
I was thinking the other day about my first job.
Fuck yeah, going back a while.
What was your first job?
Yeah, my first job was like technically was I was just working like at Retrovision doing weekend, like once a fortnight or something, a couple of hours.
Retrovision, that was like what, Harvey Norman or something?
Yeah,
like
it
similar
was like
electronic store.
Electronic store. Oh, yeah. The people who owned it was like electronics/music store. Oh, yeah. And I just like back then I think about that, I was just useless. Like proper
like
useless.
Knew nothing about anything. Like trying to sell people shit.
And the cash register, like I didn't have it. I didn't have it in me, like, good morning, how are you today? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just proper useless.
How old were you?
16 or something, 15. But my first proper job was I moved to Mount Isa when I finished school, and I basically moved out there. I had a bit of money saved up, and I just paid for my own mining induction and medical. And then within a couple of weeks, I had a job just as like casual labour hire.
Yeah.
And my first job ever was as a young fellow. Like, it was pretty full on. It was a bit of a good first test, but my first job ever after school, 17-year-old, was 22 days straight. It was just like contract. and it was 22 days straight of 12-hour days.
Fuck.
Just like doing labour shit.
Just chuck straight in the fucking...
At Ernest Henry Mine. Yeah, and we're just doing random shit, man. And it was just like, I remember getting blisters on my feet.
Hard days, eh? Like
big days. Not as hard as what I ended up doing after that.
Yeah.
But I remember getting blisters on my heels, like on the 3rd or 4th day. So I had blisters the whole 3 weeks. I was just tanking it.
Would you just double sock it from
just,
then? Or?
Just Band-Aid it up.
Yeah.
And then, that was just me for 3 weeks, every day. Like, even like now, like I've done some pretty big swings. Mount Isa I did 6-7 weeks before, no days off. But that actually didn't feel bad because I think Mount Isa I was in my own bed every night. I was in town, sorry. You're in a township. When you're at a camp, you're in the middle of nowhere, you get cabin fever.
Yeah,
it felt
like
longer.
Too isolated.
Yeah, but so I ended up finishing that 3 weeks, and I was 17 and I got a lump sum of like, I can't even remember, it was like 7 or 8 grand or something. I was like, fuck, what do I do now?
Yeah. That probably would set you up too, though, like doing fucking that many days straight of 12-hour shifts.
Yeah. Well, after that, it was like,
instills a bit of good work ethic.
Yeah, well, it was hard as a young fella. Like, fuck, it'd be hard for me to do now, but even back then, like, and I was useless, man. I was so fucking useless. Seriously, I look back and I think, fuck, what a useless little cunt. Didn't know any tools. Didn't know anything.
I'm the worst with physical labour at all. Like, I remember
what was your first job then?
My first job was I worked in this fucking... It was like a big freezer out the Bowley. We made all the sandwiches and wraps and stuff that get supplied to the airlines and to the servos and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
It was actually pretty cool. So I did that during school holidays, like late. It would have been grade
16 or 17.
maybe between grade 11 and 12, and then like during grade 12, sort of a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fucking random, man. It's just you were in this big cold room, but it was like a conveyor belt, and you someone was assigned to butter the bread. You chuck it on. Someone was assigned to put the cheese on. Then it goes along. Someone was just
you'd be the cheese man, eh?
Yeah. I can't even remember what I fucking did, or like if you swapped around. I can't really remember, to be honest. But I just remember being on this conveyor belt. But it was like a lot harder than you expect.
Well, you'd be pretty busy.
Yeah, and like if you're in that line, if you fuck up, it holds everything up, and you got to stop. You know,
create a fucking pile up.
You know, one putting the cheese on, one putting the tomato on, one putting the ham. It was fucking random.
Shotguns, cheese slapping.
Cheese, yeah. The cheese was actually fucking hard. I do remember this about it because they all come together. You know, like when you buy cheese slices, cheese slices, but they're sort of hard to peel one out.
They would.
You can't just get one out. So you sort of got to.
It's like
scraper. Holding a deck of cards. And you know how you just flick through them, so it sort of loosens them up.
Get a little knack to it.
You sort of got to flick through them, and then it's easier to peel one off at a time. True, but there was a little tricks of the trade, you know.
Yeah, fuck it. Well, you look at those people. So I like some of those compilations online, and it's like world's best workers and shit.
Yeah,
and it's usually like 90% of them are usually in Asian countries, and they're just fucking doing.
They just find a fucking good way to do whatever they're
super efficient.
Yeah, efficiency. That's the word.
I reckon butter and bread be shittest. Fuck that. The peasants can do that.
I can't remember what I did mostly of that, but it was all right. Like,
you just mung out on them too?
Nah, I don't know. I think if there was like leftovers or scraps, because there was a certain amount of types that you'd get. So say an order comes in that you got to make fucking 100 ham and cheese, then fucking 200 egg and lettuce. Like there was, you know, a certain ones. But if you made, I don't know, I can't remember.
Fuck, egg and lettuce be a bit of a headache.
Yeah.
That's a good combo, right? I love that. That's a good singer.
Egg and lettuce with a bit of salt and pepper.
Bit of curry too.
Yeah.
A bit of curry in there.
Egg and lettuce.
Bit of mayo.
What do you reckon's your favourite topping on a sandwich?
Favorite sandwich?
Yeah. Like it has to be basic though. It can't be a sandwich like a fish and salad or, you know, like a crumb steak sandwich. Just basic sandwich, either a spread or like that egg and lettuce, ham and cheese. Or
I like can I go chicken, cheese, lettuce, mayo? Does that count?
Oh, that's a bit too much salads, I think.
Okay, well, one
too many salads.
PB&J. PB&J. No, on toast, but that's a toast thing. PB&J is a toasty
it is better on toast. What about just peanut butter and honey?
Yeah, that's good. But that's good on toast too.
Yeah.
Toast levels it all up.
Yeah.
Fuck Sanger. Fuck going, you know.
Yeah, especially if the bread isn't fully fresh, you know. If it's like 2 or 3 days or even 2 days might be.
Then you want
maybe 3 or 4 days old. It's still good enough to eat, but it's just not fully fresh. Chuck it in the toaster for a bit.
Yeah, fuck. What other jobs did you have after that?
Me and my mates laid turf a couple of times.
That'd be a bit
it was fucked. Like I think I only did it twice. A couple of them were doing it a bit, and they'd just get ring-ins all the time.
Yeah, okay.
I think I did it twice. like at a school. Like we went to different schools mostly, or the ones I did anyway, and it was just laying new turf on the ovals or around the fucking buildings and shit. And that was hard, man. like I said, I'm pretty fucking shit at physical,
especially in the sun and that.
Physical labor. And I just remember they just drop off these big pallets and then they'd tell you where to lay it and picking it up. And it's fucking, you're getting all dirty, you know, dirt all over your fucking self.
Yep.
Probably sound like a sook now, but I got dirt on me. I got dirt under my fingernails.
Cleany cunt.
But yeah, I hate being dirty.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'd get fucking dirt, and it was hot as fuck. Like once you get off the first few fucking things, like underneath, it's just got all this heat in it. So you'd pick them up, and they're burning you as you're carrying them. And yeah, it probably wasn't even that hard. But as a 16, 17-year-old sort of just finishing school,
everything's hard back then.
Yeah,
I found everything I did back then hard because I was just so useless.
Yeah,
because I'd never really done much. I hadn't really, because I never grew up with an old boy around. I never really did much.
Yeah.
During the teenage days, you know.
Yeah, I never had to do physical stuff.
Now with my son, when he's fucking, as soon as that cunt's 4 years old, bud, fucking put him on the shovel. Get
him fucking.
No. But when we get, obviously I want to teach him stuff. I want to prep him. I want to prep him for the workforce because I didn't have that, and I came in like a fucking. I got these shittest jobs given to me. And then after that job like that I did in Ernest Henry, I ended up working the copper smelter a bit in Mount Isa for a bit, but then I ended up getting a job doing shutdowns, which I've spoken about.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like 17 and there was no one close to my age.
Yeah.
Everyone was older. So I was that young cunt that just copped all the shit work. Where if I had been a bit more prepped up and knew about stuff, I would have been a bit of.
How'd you go dealing with all that? Like you got to expect it.
Oh, it was good. I reckon it was probably one of the better things that's ever happened in my life. It sort of made me who I was.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Hanging around them older tough.
Just getting lip every day.
All the time.
Learning to either take it or give a bit back. And
exactly.
Sort of develop your personality a bit.
Yeah, and obviously with that job, because it was a casual basis, it allowed me to travel so much.
Yeah,
because I could literally just say, "Oh, I'm going overseas," and then I'd go overseas. And what I used to do is when my money was running low, I used to just email them, be like, "Oh, I've booked a flight back. Say I'll get back on whatever, say June 1st," and then they'd be like, "Okay, there's a shutdown on the June." I remember one time I come back on the Thursday. It might have been the Friday, and I was flying out on the Sunday.
Oh yeah.
So I was straight back into work again, which was pretty good for what I wanted to do. It was more about my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Which is with a lot of work, eh?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of most people in that industry too. It's like it's a great way to do that. You get your week or a week off, a couple of weeks off, and then you just can jet set fucking somewhere.
Well, yeah, that's right. I'm envious of people who absolutely love their job. Like my partner used to be like that, and she was just so compassionate and so passionate about her job. And I was like, man, I'm envious of that. Have you ever? What's your dream job?
My dream job.
Dream job.
Podcaster.
Dude,
there's every fucking day.
Shit all day. That's what we did. That's what we used to do at work anyway.
Yeah, and got paid for it.
Yeah, it feels like construction now.
Fuck. My dream job. Probably professional golfer or something.
Yeah,
professional athlete, but probably a sport like that. I feel like golf now has changed. Like they work a lot harder, but a sport.
You're fucking that good at it.
Yeah.
What about something?
But probably a professional sport that you don't have to train as hard. So it'd be fuck being a.
Like a boxer, there's so much.
Obviously I love boxing and stuff, but if I could choose to be the best in the world at something, it wouldn't be boxing because you got to work too fucking hard.
I wonder what the easiest sport
is. Professional surfer.
But that's hard, man. Surfing's hard, bro.
Yeah, but imagine just going hanging out at the beach at like a different fucking beach every week.
Be cool.
I think that lifestyle would be cool.
That would be cool. You got to be so fit for it. It's fucking so strenuous on the body. But what I'm trying to think right now, what would be like with sport wise? With sport wise, what would be like the most money?
For least amount of work. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And maybe
probably golf, eh?
Probably
because
something
it's not that
like
strenuous
that.
On the body.
No,
and
they do work really hard. And I think now because it's such a power game, like you see Tiger Woods' body is fucked.
Is it?
Yeah,
really.
He's had a heap of surgeries and he's back. So I think because they generate so much torque now and through their hips and their back and stuff like that, they have to work a lot harder now. A heap of them hit the gym. Like all the cunts are in the gym and doing fucking prehab and rehab each session. Like they spend a lot more time doing that, I feel.
Well,
that's the thing. You look at it and it's easy, but
it wouldn't be boxing because boxing's so much damage. Even though it's highest paying, it's probably one of the most highest paying sports in the world.
Like all them ones, soccer, tennis, all of them, they pay the most, but
they're
still
strenuous.
hard.
Yeah, yep.
You got to be
basketball,
so fit,
strenuous. NFL, Australian.
They
Like,
play so many times.
Trying to
as
think of
well.
something else out there that
I reckon
slips under
surfing
their
or golf, and because
Yeah.
that lifestyle for me, not that I've fucking ever surfed in my
Yeah.
life, but that lifestyle would be awesome. I think.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
traveling around, either hanging out at beaches or playing different golf
would be
courses.
pretty cruisy, man. Like Kelly Slater's fucking
Yeah.
lapping that up for
Yeah.
how long, man?
But yeah, I don't know. That would be fucking. That'd be up there for me.
My dream job would be being a tour guide, I reckon.
Yeah.
I just love that because I love traveling.
Yeah.
And I love, I'd love, like, I think that one thing that I noticed from when I went backpacking, when I came back to Australia, I'd see things in different eyes. You'd see it with backpackers' eyes.
Yeah.
You'd see certain things that you've seen all your life, but you'd look at it with fresh eyes as if you're...
Like,
'cause I
what's
used
an
to-
example?
Like, for example, I'd be like, I made good mates with my Canadian mates and American mates over there. I'd come back to Townsville here and I'd be like going out to Charters Towers and be like, imagine if one of my American or Canadian mates came out here, they'd be looking at, like, you take them out to the river and that, and they'd be like, fuck, this is pretty cool.
Oh, I
This
know
is
what you're
something
saying now. Yeah, I wasn't fully understanding.
It gives you like a revamped,
definitely.
like a fresh view of what you've already seen, what you become complacent with. And I think if you're a tour guide, you'd be seeing those fresh reactions all the time. So yeah. Plus, I just love meeting people from all different
I think especially
countries
in North Queensland, because now that you say that, I have a thought. In North Queensland, I feel like it's so beautiful, and there's so many spots that you do take for granted because we either grew up and visited them all the time. I remember going to Jarama Falls like maybe a month after I got back from a big trip in Europe, and we were there for like all day. Me and a few mates and stuff went up there. And I remember sort of sitting back and thinking, this is fucking amazing. And we were the only people, I think we seen like 2 other groups throughout the whole day. And we're like, if this was somewhere overseas, this would be fucking littered with people.
Yeah.
And it's literally a pristine freshwater waterhole in the mountains, like
half hour
in the
drive.
rainforest.
40 hours drive. 40 minutes, sorry, drive.
40 hours.
Yeah, can't road
But
trip.
yes, I suppose it does give you a different perspective, eh?
That, like even Walleman's one of the nicest waterfalls
I went
you'll ever
there
go to.
last weekend.
How beautiful is it?
Man, it's stunning.
We went there one time, me and the missus, and there was all these like SES cars parked up there, and then coppers, and we're like, what the fuck's going on here? So we hiked down the bottom. We seen some coppers actually. We started to talk like there was a missing person.
Oh, true.
And we hiked down the bottom, and we were sort of chilling near that little platform area, and I hiked out onto the rocks, and then a chopper came down.
Yeah.
And a chopper came into the actual
Fucking crazy,
into the gorge.
crazy landscape to get lost in.
Oh, 100%. Well, that's what obviously happened. Someone parked there, they're looking for someone, and I was clinging onto the rocks, man. You know how if you go down closer, it's super slippery?
Yeah, and that mist is just hitting
Yeah,
you.
I was clinging on the rocks and getting, like, I was thinking, fuck, I'm going to get slung around here.
Yeah.
My missus, where she was back up a bit further back, she had a book and a heap of shit. The chopper shredded her book.
True.
Just turned it to 1,000 different papers. And, like, a phone went flying and towel went flying and everything. There was a heap of other people there. All their shit went flying. Yeah. But yeah, it was fucking pretty crazy. The chopper right down in that gorge, looking around, and then we seen on the news the next day or something. I think it was reported suicide or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Or that's what they suspected.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think they ended up finding the body or whatever. But it's a beautiful,
the power you feel when you. That hike's pretty hard. It's not real long.
Yeah, yep.
But that hike's fucking hard. But it's worth it. You go to the bottom. You stand under that.
Get that mist.
Waterfall. Highest single drop waterfall in Australia.
And I reckon it's the best waterfall I've ever been to.
Yeah.
I reckon it's better. Like I've done the Niagara and all those
Yeah,
big ones and that. I reckon I didn't go to that one in Argentina or whatever it is, but I personally, and I wanted to go to Angel Falls, like the one in Venezuela. When I was over there, I looked at going there, but it's such a mission just trying to get right there. I'd just end up bailing out. Yeah. But that'd be Angel Falls would be the most epic one in the world, I reckon.
Yeah.
But that Walleman, we went there one night.
For us, it's so close, but you do sort of take it for granted.
Yeah.
Until, I guess, like you say, you sit back and you look at it from a different perspective, and it's like, this is fucking powerful.
It is. It has an energy there, 100%. We went there one years ago, and I went with my mate, and he was classic, like one of them. Him and his brother are like always late. Really sort of like they're just casual, proper cruisy. We ended up leaving Townsville till like 3 o'clock or something, 2 o'clock.
In the Arvo.
Yeah, so we had a crew of us, and when we were arriving there, the sun was just going down.
Yeah.
And we were chuffing, this is a little backward chuffing a bit. Yeah. We were in my mate had a combi van, believe it or not. And we're going up that windy hill, and he was just driving all that shit. He hit a guidepost. Fucking knocked the door open. All this hectic shit. Then we get there and we hike to the bottom in the dark, and then all the fucking... No, we got there just for sunlight, and then the sun set, and we were just chilling there. And then all the fireflies came out. Oh, yeah. There's fireflies everywhere all around us. It was fucking epic, beautiful. Man. Yeah. We ended up hiking out and leaving home, getting home.
It was pretty mad when we were there 2 weeks ago. on the drive up, we seen fucking everything. We were stopped on the road there. You know the road before you get up to the range, like it's sort of going through properties.
Yeah.
We were stopped there for like 10 minutes because these cows and cattle
there's
wouldn't
cattle
get off the
everywhere,
road.
right? Yeah,
And we're fucking going up to them, beeping, trying to sneak through them, and they wouldn't move.
Really, you got to yell out, "Come on!"
Yeah, we fucking started yelling. I got
Soon as
out of
you
the
yell, "Come
car and
on,"
gave them
they
a
all
bit of a
fucking-
hurry on. But yeah, we seen them, and it was mad. Like with our daughter, she was loving it.
Yeah,
them,
true.
we seen like there's goats, all sorts of stuff in the properties. We seen a heap of kangaroos jumping across the road.
See all them big sunflower
Yeah,
fields?
yeah. On the way up, we seen this family of wild pigs as well. But there was all these piglets. There was about 8 little babies, and it was fucking awesome. We pulled up and had a look at them. We seen heaps of wildlife. It was really good trip to take the daughter on, and then got up to the waterfall again, and it's like every time you go, it's just like fucking mesmerizing.
So majestic, it is, honestly.
Yeah.
There's this fellow I follow on Insta, and he's like, he's got to be the most mad dog hiker. Like he just does all these. He's actually a photographer, but he does the most hectic hiking. And I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's Wunet. It's spelled Wunez. And he recently got a shot of the double waterfall that happens there only once once a blue moon when we get that much rain. There's actually another one that falls off next to it. Fuck. Yeah, and he got the proper wicked drone shot and photos of all that. Like it's pretty rare, eh? Yeah.
So I haven't never seen photos of a double one.
Yeah, it gets because as soon as I seen it, I was like, "Fuck, that's Wallerman for sure." And
like the double rainbow.
Remember double
that
rainbow?
Remember that?
Yeah. It's a double rainbow.
What do you reckon would be the worst job then?
Oh fuck, worst job, eh? Like worst generic job or overall? Like some of those plumbers have got to do some pretty like rank shit.
Yeah.
Because when I was working with you at that workplace, I had to do trade escorts, and that's where we take the tradies around in the center. And I had to take a tradie to the dental area, and he had to take out the stainless steel box,
is gunk,
which is this from
spit.
the sucker, that little sucker machine, sucks all the plague and all that rank shit into this box, and he had to take that, undo it, take it out, and then fucking pour it out and clean it out. And I was like, we walked him out to this drain area, and I was like fucking 20 meters away, and he poured it out, and I was dry reaching. Fuck. And he was right there, and I was like,
anything
the worst thing
that you got to deal with fucking shit and gunk. It'd be all right now maybe because I can't smell, but the thought of
you're perfect for it.
the thought of stuff like that though still makes me dry reach and want to spew.
What do you reckon worst job would be? There's some shit ones out there.
And good on people who
people are tough.
Every job needs to be done.
That's what I love.
Fucking awesome.
What I really love
people
about
can do that.
When COVID hit, I really loved that the respect that the people class in society as the bottom feeders, like the people who stack the shelves at Woolies, the people who empty the bins.
It's so fucking important.
They were. You need that people in society. You really
essentials.
do.
That's what they call them, essential workers.
Essential workers.
But people didn't look at it like that. Until
people think that they're the bottom. You got to be a fucking doctor or you got to be a lawyer to have some sort of respect around it. Which that was a kind of time when it was like actually everyone matters. Like no matter if you're a bottom feeder, whatever you're doing.
Yeah. I reckon for me, fucking probably like removalist or something. I fucking hate lifting shit. And like I said on that one of them other episodes, I used to have a ute. I used to help. There was a fucking period I was helping a heap of people move, and fuck, it was shit. And I couldn't imagine loading up them big trucks like
all the time
with just full
and going up into
like fuck that.
We were looking at
just breaking your back. And
we bought a house recently, and when we were looking for a house, we looked at one up on the hills of Stuart. And there's actually some nice houses up there. We looked at one, beautiful little view of the Townsville, and that fucking the driveway was like that, and we were just it ended up being the house was too small, so we didn't go with it. But I said to the missus, you'd pay for people to move shit in there. Imagine trying to you got to reverse something up there. Yeah. And then carry it into there like that's a mission.
Yeah, I fucking hate anything like that, like lifting, physical.
Probably roofing in the summer. That's some pretty fucked up shit.
Yeah, roofing in the summer in town. So my cousin's been a roofer for fucking 15 odd years or something. I keep telling him to come work with us or get a different job or something. He loves it, but but he reckons it's the only reason he's black because he's fucking he works in the roof in summer in Townsville. I said no, you can't.
Off a tan up. They see the tradie tan on. Yeah, one of my best mates is a Tyler, and I just think fuck that'd be tough.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Like fucking crouching down,
bending over, fucking on your knees and shit,
getting those little fucking burrs in your fingers and shit all the time. Like that'd be pretty. That'd be pretty fun.
People who work with fiberglass and shit, or they get in the roofs and stuff. I've heard that's fucked.
That shit's itchy. I've got that. Yeah, super itchy.
True. I like I said, I fucking haven't really done many physical jobs, thankfully.
Yeah,
But I've
the
heard,
job that job I did for years, reliner mills, that's up there for one of the shit. I couldn't do that shit anymore.
just hard work.
Because it's hard. You got to knock bolts. You got to get a rail gun, take the nuts off. Then you got to hop on a sledgehammer and actually it's like that motion of swinging a sledgehammer just fucking tuckers you up.
Yeah,
It's pretty shit. I don't know how. I just did it for so long because it's all I knew.
Yeah,
Now I'm like, fuck that.
there's so many other options.
Yeah. That was a bit of a cunt.
But yeah, fucking someone's got to do it.
Yeah, that's right. At the end of the day, hats off to them, man. And what we might think is fucking hard, other cunts be listening. Look at these little pansy.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
As there were some aspects of that job where you still work that well, I think were fucking absolutely shithouse too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We won't delve into that too much.
Nah, I won't go too much. With me still there on the books,
probably true.
Not a good idea.
That's right.
I still enjoy it though. It's all right, man. I get to bounce around, being casual.
Most of the time,
do
it's
sort
just
of what
fucking have good yarns with good
fuck,
people.
one thing there though
good laughs,
is like
good laughs.
people pulling sickies all the time, but and some of the shit you
hear
about them not coming to work.
Like the fucking dog ate my homework. So fucking sort of tales. What do you got?
I heard one recent. Someone rings up and they reckon, I can't come into work. I got ants in my PowerPoint.
What the fuck? That is random.
I don't know how the fuck that affects you coming to work at all.
Oh, what the fuck, for real?
Ants coming in the PowerPoint.
Couldn't charge your phone.
Fucks. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It's an issue she needs to get on ASAP.
Fuck. I don't know how that comes into play at all as to why you cannot come to work. Ants in the PowerPoint. Someone reckons that a horse bit their mum or something like that as well recently. Like some fucking random thing come out, eh?
Oh, fuck.
I'm just sort of...
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, real cook ones like that right now. I don't know. There's another fellow at my workplace now and another crew. Apparently, he's renowned for that.
Oh yeah,
he just always comes up. There's just always like
it's got a checklist, and you got to fucking make sure you don't say the same one twice. Just cross them off as you go.
There's just random stuff. You're fucking sick, or you just fucking got the runs.
Yeah, they can't question that.
Yeah, true.
No one wants to hear about that.
Or they just think, fuck, keep that shit out of our workplace.
Yeah, gastro.
Don't want to get around.
That's got to be the worst fucking sickness, quick, virus type thing. I reckon.
I've had some bad stomach bugs.
Have you? I've only really had once. I think it was on South Croatia. It was fucked. So you're there for a week. Halfway through the week, I was like the first one to get sick, and ended up with gastro, and then the whole boat. And I think there was I don't know. Say there's 25 people on the boat.
Everyone got fucked.
Every single person got sick except for 4 people.
Oh.
My mate Angle, PNG fella.
Yeah.
My other mate Singy, Indian fella. And then these 2 Kiwi lads that we met.
Guts boys.
Just lead guts. Fucking just
boys of the
Indian fucking Indian PNG fella and then 2 Kiwis.
Yeah,
they were literally the only 4. They just kept drinking through the whole thing.
Dogs.
Didn't get sick. But fuck, I was so sick. And it was fuck because it was at Hvar, which is halfway through the South Croatia trip, which is the island that they say is the best party place.
Oh, true.
And it was literally that morning we pulled up and
were you bedridden?
Yeah, man.
Fuck,
we pulled up in the morning, or in the Arvo, you sail in the morning, pulled up in the Arvo lunchtime, went and got a feed and stuff. Halfway through the feed, I don't even think I got my meal.
Yeah.
I ordered and then I had to run back to the boat and I was just in bed for fucking 12, 14 hours or however long it lasts.
You get proper FOMO then too. And when you cook away from home, it feels it's
it was
amplified.
Being on a boat, being in a little dark cabin underneath the deck in a boat. And then I remember fucking getting real cranky because you'd go up and spew your cunt up over the edge of the boat. And people, because when you pull up, it's all the boats dock next to each other like this. So this is the jetty.
Yeah.
People dock this way.
Yeah.
So you have to walk through other boats to get off.
Yeah, really?
So
True.
So we were halfway in. So there's other people have to walk through our boat to get off the jetty sort of thing. And people are walking through being fucking chirpy. Being smart cunts it's all right, mate, get it up. Thinking I'm grog sick.
Yeah, but you're
being cheeky cunts. And I had no energy because I've been spewing for fucking 10 hours straight. I felt like turning around and fucking back in the cunts. I'm not grog sick.
Yeah,
I'm fucking sick.
Just fucking give him the virus.
Yeah.
Give it past.
That's probably the only time I think I've had a gastro or real crook.
I've had some every trip I've been on, I've had some real bad. I had one that just comes to mind is we're catching a bus in Peru. It was an overnight bus, and it was like a long bus. I think it was about 24 hours or something. And we left at 5 o'clock, and I bought some empanadas, just some street food, and I think they were chicken empanadas or something. And then I ate it, and then I was sitting I remember I was on the window seat, and there was some local Colombian or Peruvian, fellow in the aisle, and all night my guts were just churning. And then about 5 a.m., just before the sun was coming up, I was like, nah, but something like you got the sweats, you know? So I hopped over. I sort of had to climb over this fella. Went down to it was a coach, so they had that little toilet, you know, things there. I remember sitting on the toilet and then just spraying that porcelain, and at the same time spew. You know how they have a little sink?
Yeah.
And I was just spewing and shit at the same
Coming
time.
out both ends.
Both ways, just busted me like all sweaty and fucking just felt fucked. And then I opened the door. I absolutely destroyed that toilet, man. And then I opened the door and there's a lineup. Everyone was waking up for their morning piss. No. So there was like 4 or 5 people all lined up. And then it gets worse. We go back to my seat, and then I had to do that a few times. So it was so obvious to the fucking... They're like, look at this gringo. Everyone else, I just go back and forth. And then the bus crashes into another bus. Coming around the corner, the bus hits this other bus, and then like...
Were you on the toilet at this stage?
No,
that would have been
straddle
fun.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been like Steve-O and Jackass when he's in the Portaloo. He gets covered in shit.
Yeah.
No, fucking... So then it wasn't a full-on crash, but they had to pull up, and the windscreen was smashed. And then we were on the side of the road in this little village for like 2 hours. And then I needed a shit there. So I had seen these locals I went into these locals, and they just showed me the little toilet there. And it was just like a little bucket of fucking water to wipe yourself or whatever. So it was just a bit feral. Right. And we ended up getting in the bus. We finally got into where we were going. And when we were going, there was actually a festival on at the time. Oh, yeah. It was like a festival. It was, I'm trying to remember the Cusco. It was at Cusco. It's where a lot of people do the fucking, that trekking from.
They go up to do Machu Picchu.
Yeah, exactly, So I got into there, and they had this festival on. It was like celebrating the sun god or something. So there's people in ponchos just drinking everywhere. This is about, we got in at like 6 o'clock or something, not just as dusk. And we're trying to find a hostel, me and these other 2 Americans, and I was just like, my guts were just churning the whole time. And we ended up getting in the hostel, and we went out. I ended up partying that night, drank it, and I've come good. The next day,
fixed your guts up.
Must have the old whiskey, whiskey gut. Like sometimes that does
killed
happen.
all the bacteria.
But the next day we're cruising, and I got told that because it's a festival, they're going to be pickpocketers out left, right, and centre. I had me. It was cold, so I had a jumper on. I had my iPhone at the time in my right pocket, and I had cash in my left pocket. Didn't take my jeans pockets. Didn't take a wallet or anything, and then I had my hands in a hoodie, and I had my GoPro in my pockets, holding onto it. And we're walking through, and the next minute I just felt all the shit getting thrown on me. Like I just got it reminded me of getting antiqued back in the day. When people used to throw powder on you from Jackass days. Used to sit on them. Me and my mates used to do each other. You throw powder in each other's face.
Like doing the colour run.
Yeah, kind of like that. I got all the shit thrown on me, and then I was thinking, what? It startled me. And then there was a Sheila next to me. I reckon she was in on it. She half pat my shoulder.
Getting the dust.
Getting the dust off. And I've had someone try pickpocket me once before. And I knew instantly as she tapped me a couple of times, 1, 2, 3, I straight away knew what was going on. Put my hands in my pocket, phone gone, looked around.
That quick?
Yeah, that quick, man. They were so efficient. Looked around, and the Sheila was gone. And then I looked around. I ended up grabbing the shit and smelling it. It was sawdust. That was fucking random. I guess they got a handful of sawdust. Maybe, I don't know.
Just to distract you.
Random. I don't know why they use sawdust, or they didn't use sand, or they didn't use anything else. But and then my phone was gone skis, which was a bit shit because I had all my photos, and I've been backpacking for, good 3 or 4 months. All that shit gone, and can't say fishing, But
you got to be fucking careful.
The old cook guts, all that within a day, and then I've had cook guts in India and everywhere. It's just fucking horrors, man. I got a bad
Stop
story.
eating fucking street food.
I got a bad, exactly. I got a real bad story in India, but I'm going to keep my dignity. I don't want to share that one.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What about I was fucking thinking too about how you went on about that shell necklace a couple episodes back. What other real shit trends or styles did you have as a kid?
Oh, fuck, I've had a lot, I've had a lot of shit styles.
I had shit in primary school was probably the worst, and end of primary school. Remember when because I was into rap and hip hop and shit back then a bit more
little
as
gangster.
well.
Little G.
Yeah, good ways thinking I'm a little gangster. Getting them like them silk shirts.
FUBU.
FUBU. I had like a Rough Riders or
Echo, bud.
like one of them silk shirts.
Did you have silky jeans?
Yeah, you know the silver, like them silver
The
fucking.
shiny.
They were like long denim shorts.
You get them from the show?
Yeah. I don't know. They used to be a shop here, I think.
Oh, the ones that would travel around every now and then?
No, there was a shop in Stockland.
Oh,
I forget what it was called, but around that time, because that shit was popular. And I had like a little fucking FUBU, silky FUBU shirt and the silver denims.
I had those denims that were like, I rocked denims that were like 3/4.
Long shorts,
probably
short
more,
longs.
probably more like 5'6". And I used to rock the big DC skate shoes, but you'd puff them up. And I still look at my legs now, but I still got little binchook legs. Would have been the ugliest look ever. And then the chain, you'd have the chain necklace, and it was a BMX chain.
Like a fucking like a chain.
Yeah, like a BMX chain from the show, or you fucking
what the
cringe. Some of the hairdos too.
Yeah.
Makes you think, like, will you be cringing on some of the stuff we're rocking now?
Well, nah.
Like,
because it's funny. You see, I've seen that meme, and it's like me when I was 10 or whatever, and 10-year-olds now, and the 10-year-olds got the mad back, short back and sides, and their hair's all done. They're dressed real nice, whereas it's like a little bowl cut for the kids. Because I had that. I had like longer hair back then as well, but it was real white and real straight, and used to get like the undercut, so pick it all up. But then my hair on top was just like straight around with an undercut, like a little bowl.
I had an undercut too.
Undercut.
The part where you shave your head, you get a crew cut, but you keep the fringe.
A duck, or whatever, like the old John Olomu.
Yeah, is that what it? Yeah, I don't know. The little fringe, you just keep a little fringe, and then you flick it back and put your hat on, and then it grows out the back.
Oh, an actual like long one.
Yeah, long fringe. You start off with a little short one like this. That's got to be one of the shittest haircuts I've seen. I should track down. I got one. I had a photo.
Get some photos. We'll try upload some photos.
And then you tuck it back, and you put a cap on, and then it comes out the back and curls out like a little fucking.
Out of the thing that.
Yeah, it curls out the back like that. Yeah. Oh, fucking shame.
I know for sure that I have a photo of me and them. Silky denim shorts, silver denim shorts, and a silky shirt.
You have your phases, eh? I had some of those phases.
Another one I went through was fucking like I'd wear like denims, but they were always way too big for me. And then I'd wear like an undershirt with a tablecloth shirt over the top. Them like button up like tablecloth shirts, and I'd like wear it undone, like walking around.
I was like a Nelly.
Yeah, thinking I'm fucking got like mad styles.
I had like a few different trends like that. I also went like sort of not the emo, the golf, but down that like I'd wear the fucking
only wore
the
black
jeans,
shirts,
black band shirt, like Slipknot or something.
Did you ever?
Me and my mates cruising out Charters Tower. It was like the most sort of country fucking town. People would have looked at us like, look at these.
Did you ever have a chain connecting to your wallet?
No, I never did.
I could picture you doing that for sure with your big fucking black.
I haven't gone that far, but
black fucking shorts and big skate shoes.
My mate didn't. I can't remember if I did. I probably did rock one of them gammon belts that had like the little fucking
clip.
No, them belts that have like the little shiny fucking, I don't know, what do you call them? They're like little emo belts. Bam Margera used to wear one all the time. That's why I thought it was
I don't fucking think I know what you're talking about.
They're like the little emo belts, and they got like the studded fucking
gammon things like the little silver studs all around.
I'm not proud to admit that one.
I do know what you're talking about now. Fuck.
But it makes you think, will we look back on, when we're in our 50s?
I'm just going to dress my kids in plain t-shirts and fucking shorts all the time. So they're not looking back as an adult being embarrassed. But it's funny.
I think it's fucking funny. I'm going to dress him up. No, I'm just going to be that classic person who's like, whatever you want to wear, you rock it, bruh. Yeah. You feel good.
Yeah, true.
You rock it, and that's at the end of the day, who gives a fuck what anyone else thinks? But it is funny looking back on that, especially the teenage phase where you really do care about what other people think.
Yeah, of course.
Start
to go to like the discos and stuff, like Iggy discos.
You want to look deadly. Now I'm older, I just love to rock the full dag it up. Like who gives a fuck what anyone else thinks? I can't believe Crocs are trendy now.
Yeah, I can't not wear them now.
Yeah, like they're the comfiest shoes ever, and they've always been the most comfortable shoes ever in period that I've ever worn. Yeah. And people would rag on you for years for wearing them. And now you see people down the market selling them little. You get attachments for them.
Yeah, jazz them up with fucking what are they called? Gibbets.
Is that what they called?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I got a couple gibbets on mine.
What sort of gibbets you rocking?
I got a little golf one. I got a sloth.
True. Fuck yeah.
I got a fucking little Mario, I think, Jurassic Park, just random shit.
They're the best shoes ever, man. My mate's rocking them for years. He's a Charters fella. Him and his brother have been rocking it, and they're like proper Charters people. Love hunting, love fishing, love camping, and whatnot. And I remember him selling it to me years ago, and I was like, you got Crocs, like laughing at him, and he said, try them on, bud. And I did it, and I was like,
You try wear pluggers after wearing Crocs, and it's like so hard.
I know, especially if you get the proper ones.
Yeah,
if you get proper decent ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially for like I found in river country, like real rocky river country.
Yeah.
Like around Mutani and that. That is the best. That's where they fucking shine. That's where they're in their prime.
Fucking versatile, mate.
Versatile. Oh, what's some other shit trends? I don't know. There's fucking. I had dreadlocks. I rocked the dreadies for a while.
How long did you have dreadies?
Fuck, all those backpacking years, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I met
Thinking
one.
you're Newton Faulkner.
Yeah, I did get called that a lot, to be honest. But I just seen one fellow Adam. I thought, fuck, that's cool. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
And fucking rocked it, something different for years, and yeah, I'd probably looking back, I'd be like, fuck, they got really annoying the longer they got, but I don't give a fuck. It's something different, eh?
Dream catch me when I fall.
He was good, that guy.
He was
a
fucking
wicked
real
music.
good. Mad guitarist.
Sort of fell off the radar.
Yeah.
I don't know
he had
what
a
happened
couple
to him.
songs.
Yeah, wicked guitarist.
Fuck,
man.
he was good. He did all that percussion stuff on the guitar as well.
Yep.
Yeah, he was sick.
Yeah, I don't know what else.
I'll try find some photos and chuck them up on the socials. Or something if I don't.
Fuck.
I don't fucking care now.
I'll try find that one that mum's got somewhere, and it's of that haircut where it's shaved, your whole head's shaved, and you just keep your fringe.
Yeah, I don't mind being embarrassed now.
But even then now, there's some shit haircuts out there now.
I used to have this wallet, like the old Velcro wallets.
Yeah, same.
Tearing it open, but it had like this little holographic. I think it was like a Rip Curl wallet or something.
Oh, yeah.
But it had this little holographic logo on the front, like Rip Curl, but it sort of as you moved it. And I thought it was the deadliest thing. Like you get your bit of cash, pull it out.
Yeah, fucking loud as fucking wake everyone up.
Open the Velcro.
I was laughing I don't know, he's got a proper wallet now, but my mum's partner, he found one of my old Velcro wallets and he was rocking it for years. It was like a Hurley one or something. And he was rocking it for years, but and he's like, look at this, remember this one, Kevy?
Same finding you. I don't even fucking carry a wallet on me anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. We're just yarning about that, me and my mates this morning. I've got a phone case so you can just put your...
Yeah.
But I still do carry my wallet around. It's fucking thick too. Put your back out kind of
Too much money, eh?
Nah, just fucking full of plastic, full of receipts. Nah, but like most people just fucking, they even pay on their phone and shit now.
Yeah, same. I
do
everything on my phone, and then I just got my ID, because my phone case is clear. Like on the back, I just got my ID on it.
Oh, yeah.
So
what about, so you don't need a bank card. All you do is your ID.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's pretty handy.
Yeah, I don't carry it at all.
Because I've made the mistake a few times of putting my wallet, see, like on a chair like this, of putting my wallet here. Fuck, I had the worst time over in LA station. It's a long story. I'll try to gibber it real quick, but I was flying. I've run out of money in South America, and I was trying to come home from South America, and the costs of flights from, like I was in Lima at the time, Peru, across to Australia, across that Pacific, was so expensive. It ended up being cheaper for me to go from, it was like a 5-way connecting flight from like Lima to Florida to fucking, I can't even remember, New Orleans to Vegas, Vegas to this, and then Vegas into Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And that ended up being way cheaper. And then going from, I booked from San Francisco back to Australia. That ended up being way cheaper. It was like literally almost like $1,000 cheaper.
See, I'm the opposite though. I prefer less traveling time and paying more.
That's how I am now.
Because it's like you're fucking traveling for 34 hours or something.
And that $1,000 that I saved, I ended up spending because I went and stayed with mates in California. Right. Yeah. I ended up staying with them, which I got to catch up with my mates again. But fucking, I did all this connecting flight, and the craziest one was the first flight was delayed. So the second flight, the lady was like, rush me through when you're going to go through the baggage and that, through the x-ray. She rushed me through, and she was literally like, run, you have to run. It's about to close. And then I had to take my belt. So I was running with my belt in my hand, my shoes not even on properly. Got to the plane. It was that real awkward moment when you come onto the plane and everyone's seated. I'm walking down the aisle with my fucking pants falling down, belt in my hand, like shame job. But then I had another connecting flight, got into Los Angeles, and then it was... it ended up being like whatever it was, 36, 40 hours of travel. Got to Los Angeles and my fucking baggage wasn't there.
Oh, so that's the worst, losing baggage.
So then I had to catch a bus to the Union Station, like the train station, and then I had to catch a train to Santa Barbara, which is where my mate lived. And what happened is I visited this mate before I left this trip, and my mate that I made friends with was actually out in Vegas that weekend doing a glass blowing convention. He actually he was like a glass blower, made mad bongs and all this crazy shit out of the glass. He was an interesting dude, really cool fella. Shout out to Paddy. Absolute legend. He took me under the wing. But he was actually in Vegas, so his friend, Dre, who was this sort of Mexican-American fella, he's like, man, you can come stay until he gets back. Like,
did you know him,
legend. I met him before, like 6 months prior or 7, 8 months prior through my mate.
Yeah.
But he was away in Vegas, so he's like, no, you can stay here for a couple of nights until Paddy gets back. So then I'm in Union Station, and I got Subway, put my wallet here, down here like this, and I had, I think, $500 cash I drew out, put my wallet there. Finished eating my sub, and I was like, oh, I got half hour to kill before my fucking train. So then I was just like, I'll go for a walk. Got up, walked around for half an hour. The busiest train station was like, my wallet. Fucked. I ran back. It was sitting on that seat.
Oh, true. Fuck, how
Couldn't
lucky is
believe
that?
it. Still sitting on that seat,
Jeez.
man. So I grabbed it, got on the train. Train breaks down. Could not believe it, bro. Train fucking broke down. And then I ended up getting in. Ended up being like fucking over 40 hours of travel or something. I got in, and then my mate Dre, who I'd only met once before, he picked me up from the train station, took me back, and like the next day he was working in a bar. He said, "Fuck, come on down, was giving me free drinks." Like they're just, and then this fella Dre, shout out to him. This is how friendly these American people were. We went up to Santa Cruz. His parents had a restaurant, Mexican restaurant, absolutely the most delicious Mexican food I've ever had. And we all went out for dinner and didn't charge me at all.
True,
literally just on the house.
That's
Here you
awesome.
go, Arsie.
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
house. Fucking beautiful people. But yeah, that's that. Long story short. Sorry, I dragged out a little bit there. But
no, that's what I am worried about a lot of the time too, especially if you're out on the piss and that, like leaving your wallet on the
somewhere,
table or
easy to do, eh? Yep.
leaving it on the chair. So yeah,
because you don't want to sit on it because mine's so fat. Put your back out. It fucking hurts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, have it in your back pocket and fucking.
Then you take it out and you get up and walk around. But have you ever lost anything important like that? Phone or anything? Phone, wallet?
No. When we went to Hawaii in November though, the first we land, we fucking get the shuttle, we get a lift from the airport into Waikiki. We get off and Mum fucking left her passport in the fucking thing.
Shit, on the shuttle.
On the shuttle. But we sort of I don't think we realized straight away. We fucking didn't realize till like that afternoon.
Yep.
And it was a fuck day because we'd had an overnight flight, so we left Australia at like 6 in the evening. Got there at 6 in the morning or something like that. It was only a 9-hour flight, but because of the time, it was fucking weird.
Jet lag fucks you up.
But Mum had also booked the accommodation, but didn't book it till that date. Whereas I would have done it from the day before, so I was meant to book it. She ended up doing it because she used points.
Couldn't check into 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
or
she
whatever.
used points that they had or something. Got it cheaper.
Yep.
So we had to wait till fucking 3 o'clock that after. We've been traveling all night. My daughter was fucking sick and spewing on. It was.
How to go with the daughter?
It was the worst
fucking
really trip. And then we finally get into the room that afternoon, and Mum realizes she lost her passport. So we're trying to get onto old mate from the shuttle, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll bring it back to South." Didn't rock up, and she's stressing, and then he brings it back the next day. He was a legend. He was a good
lucky
lad.
man. That's
but no, I never have. I'm really sort of anal with heap of that stuff. I'm always checking, fucking triple checking everything, and my missus is pretty bad too with losing shit.
Yeah, yep.
She loses her phone 10 times a day.
Yep.
So, and just say I'm sort of on top of stuff, putting stuff back in the same spot or like triple checking. Like, no, I've never lost anything.
When you're traveling, that you sort of get those habits. Otherwise, it can be like up. If I don't get my wallet, man, I'm fucked. You know,
fucking wallet and passport's worse than wallet. I
remember meeting we were in northern Thailand. We went out on a big night. Me and this other Irish fella. Well, a heap of us went out. Me and this Irish fella were partying up, and then we sort of went separate ways, whatnot. Seen him the next day. He's like, "Man, I lost my fucking passport." Like,
that would be a hard.
I used to never take it out.
I used
to just leave it in the room, lock it up, leave it in there. I'd never
take a photocopy with it.
Never carry it on me. I'd just stash it away in the hostel or whatever, and not carry it around with me.
Yeah, it's fucked.
But yeah, you're fucked when that happens. That's like we were saying, there's some shit things that happen. That would have been pretty hectic if your daughter being unsettled. That would have made it extra hard.
It was fucked. The trip over was so shit. The flight, she was crook up the whole flight. And then, we just wanted to get in our room and lay down. We couldn't.
Yep.
We had this poxy little $20 stroller from like Kmart or something that we took with us. And she's trying to lay down in that but couldn't sleep. And it was really fucked. The first day and a half we were over there. But the rest of the 2 weeks were all good. But fucking passport's not a good thing to lose.
Yeah, hang on to it.
But fucking.
Thanks for listening. Anyone who's still tuning in, still fucking.
Yeah, anyone who's still there with us after.
Anyone still awake? Hey, wake up. Yeah.
No, I appreciate that support, guys.
Thanks for listening.
We're trying to pump them out pretty regularly for you, and
give us a follow on the socials.
Yeah, we're still getting better and got more things in store as we move forward. So
some more guests.
Yeah, share it around.
If you have any ideas of any types of sort of people you want to hear or listen to, throw it out there. We can try to make something happen.
People, topics that we can talk about, anything. We're keen to do more for you guys, and we're enjoying it too. So go like the socials, share it around with people you think might enjoy, and we'll be back soon for more.
Easy done.
Thanks, casuals.
Catches.